Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Gradeup's MBA Prep channel. I hope all of you are doing good, and all of you, I could see many of you waiting eagerly for this show, right? Which we have every Sunday on a weekly basis, right? This the DILR Marathon, in which we discuss some uh, DILR sets on the lines of CAT. Okay, so welcome to this video, and please do like the session and share it with your friends who are preparing for CAT, right? Because when we talk about DILR section, there is scarcity of resources. If you talk about books, you do not get too many books for DILR, right? I mean, do not have those latest kind of things. And even if you study this section through books, right? If you study through books, or like when you see at the solutions, many a times it is difficult to comprehend the solution. So I have brought this series for you, so that I can help you in this section, and you score well in this section, right? So for those who do not know about me, I'm one time 100 percentile, multiple times 99.9 plus percentile in DILR. This year also I had 99.99 percentile. So assisting all the fellow aspirants to prepare for this section for CAT. Okay. So good evening, Munawar, Aniket, Vaibhav, Anurag, Gopal, Krishna, Anubhav. Welcome all to this session. Right. Aniket, it has been more than 6 weeks. I think this is the 7th week. I've lost the count as well. Right. We did have the entire May. This is the second in June. I think we had one in April as well. So this is the 7th one. Okay, so we'll be discussing some sets. And before we begin, I every week I give you a question to solve. Last time I did not receive response to any of the sets. Okay, so just an announcement that that Gradeup is offering discount on its super subscription. So you can use the code HOPE50 and avail 50% discount. All right, so this was the question. This was the question last week. How many of you solved this question? I did not receive any responses, any response in the comments box, right? Probably you did not like the question, or you thought that it is not of calculation, so you did not solve it, right? So what is the answer to this question? What is the answer to this question? Anyone? Okay, so Munawar is saying that answer is D, which is exactly one sapphire is selected, right? So let us read the question. It says that from among 10 stones, a jeweler will select 6. Okay, so there are 10 stones, and there are three rubies, FGHR rubies, three three sapphires, and 4 topazes. Okay, so some criteria is given, right? At least 2 topazes are selected, right? And then if exactly 2 of the sapphires are selected, exactly 1 of the rubies is selected. And if W is selected, neither H nor Z is selected. If M is selected, W is also selected. So these are some of the conditions. So we are given that 2 rubies are selected. Okay? So we have to select rubies, sapphires, and topaz. Now it is giving that 2 rubies are selected, right? If you select 2 rubies, what will happen, right? So you have to select 4 more stones. So either it could be 1 3, right, or it could be 2, or it could be 0 4 also, right, because there are 4 topaz available, right? So you have 3 rubies, 3 sapphires, and 4 topaz. So it could be 204, 213, 222, or 231. So these are the possibilities, right? You cannot select 4 sapphires, of course. Okay, now see, now if you select the topaz, what is given that if W is selected, Z cannot be selected, right? So you cannot select all 4 topaz, because if you just select W, you cannot select Z, right? So this case gets eliminated. Okay, then at least 2 topaz have to be selected, right? At least 2 of the topazes are selected, so this case is also not possible. Okay, now we have, if exactly 2 of the sapphires are selected, exactly 1 of the rubies is selected. So if you will select 2 sapphires, you will have to select 1 ruby. So this case is also neglected, because if you select 2 sapphire, you can select only 1 ruby. Okay, so that is the only case possible. Okay, now we are given the options 2 topazes are selected, that is false, right? Exactly one sapphire is selected. Now these may be true, may not be true, right? May be true, may not be true, but exactly 1 sapphire is selected. It is the correct explanation, right? So it was a simple one. selection based questions are never difficult. Okay, so like just read the conditions. You have to solve questions on an individual basis. All right. Okay, so let's begin with so Ditya, I think you are attending for the first time. The marathon is at least 2 hours long, right? It even goes up to 11:30, right? It can go up to 11:30. Okay, so between 2 and 2.5 hours. We discuss some 7 sets every day. One I give as a homework. Okay, how first case is removed? See, if you select all four topaz W, X, Y, Z, right? What it says is W is selected, Z is not selected. Neither H nor Z is selected. So if you select W, you cannot select Z. That means you cannot select all four, right? So that is why we removed it. All right. Okay. So before moving ahead, just to like acquaint you with some things that we are launching these batches soon, right? For CAT 2021, CAT 2022 as well. A course for NMAT, a course for STAP as well. So the ones who are preparing for these particular examinations can enroll in this. Okay. All right. So let's start with the first set of the day. That was the homework. Okay. So let's start with the first set. It talks about, now someone was asking about maxima minima case and all those things. So this contains question on maxima and minima. Okay. Aniket, in the previous one we cannot make two sapphires because if two sapphires were selected, only one ruby could be selected. But we are already given that there are two rubies. Okay. All right. So this is a set which says that there are some students who like different games. The games are Free Fire, PUBG, Warzone, Candy Crush, Stick Cricket, and Art of War, right? And the total number of children in the school is 850, and each child likes at least one and at most three games. Okay, right? So at least one or at most three games. Okay, which stock market question? I mean, can you be specific? Something like stock market? Yes, they can ask you anything, right? Stock market is also a data. So they might ask you any sort of data and you would be asked to interpret it. Okay. So what is there in that? So they can ask you anything from data, any sort of reasoning. Okay. Now, when we solve these Venn diagram based questions, now you do not have to look at these values, right? When we solve Venn diagram questions, I'll tell you one thing, that if there is a 3-set Venn diagram, okay. Now, if I say that these are the people who like only one item, right? Let us say these are the people who like only one item. These are the people who like two of the items, right? And these are the people who like three of the items. Okay, suppose I talk about games, right? Some people like only one game, some people like two games, some people like three games. Now this is not a Venn diagram. Actually, generally what happens is, in this case you are given that now this is not a true representation of this, right? Visualize that there are some people who like one game, right? There are some people who like two games, and there are some people who like three games. Okay, so what is the total number of students? Total number of students is 850. Okay, this is about students. Okay, now if I talk about games, right? The people who like only one game, the total count of games will be this, right? 1 into this. If I talk about people who like two games, right? These people like two games, so count will be double, right? So it will be 2 times of this. And if I talk about the number of people who like three games, right? So the count would be this. Okay. So what is the total number of games like? This is the number of students, and these are the number of games liked by the students, right? So just add this 550, 750, 750 and 910. That is 1660. Okay, so 1660 is the total number of games liked by these students. Okay, so what happens in Venn diagram is, right, this is a separate variety. Sometimes you might get a similar question with Venn diagrams. Okay, so what I'm trying to explain is, this is exactly the same thing. Here you cannot draw Venn diagram because you have different games. But Sometimes in what happens in Venn diagrams is, let's say like they might give you that some people like different items, let's say 3 items, tea, coffee, cold drink, right? And they will tell that these many people like only an item, only 2 things and 3 things like this, right? So total count of people will be sum of these numbers, right? That is 850. And total count of the likings of items, or like if some people purchase something, everything, that is 1, 2 times of 2 plus 3 times of 3, right? So the ones who like 2 games, so the number of games liked by them will be 2 into this. The number of people who like 3 games, the sum will be this. Okay. Now, if you have to find the number of children who like exactly one of the games is at most, right? How 1660 calculated? Just add these values, right? It is about the number of games liked. This is the number of students. This is talking about how many games are liked by these students. Okay, so we just added this. We got 1660. Now see what we do is, now see the number of people who like one game. We have to find the minimum number of people who like exactly one of the games, right? At most means maximum. Okay, now we have to maximize the number of people who like exactly one game, right? So now see this. Now if more people like 2 games, right? See this thing, like try to understand like this. If more people like 3 games, the count will become, the count will rise very high, right? If more people, let's say, let's take some example, right? Suppose there are 20 students, right? Like 10 students like 2 games and 10 students like 3 games, right? What is the total of games? 20 plus 30, that is 50. Okay. Now suppose instead of that I say that 15 people like 3 games, 5 people like 2 games, right? So that we will get 10 plus 45, 55, right? So what will happen? If more number of people like 3 games, the total count will increase, right? If more and more people like 3 games, the count of games will increase, right? So in order to maximize this value, right, because this is fixed, right? This is fixed. I have to maximize the number of people who like only one game, right? So what I will try to do? I will maximize the value of people who like 3 games, right? Or rather I would minimize the people who like 2 games. Okay, I will minimize this number, so that what will happen, that the number of games will become very high, right? So for every person, so let us take some small numbers, right? Let us that will give you a better understanding that what I'm trying to say, right? So let's take some small examples so that you will understand that why does that happen, right? Suppose if I say that 1 game, 2 game, 3 games, right? So there are, let's say, 5 people who like 1 game, 4 people who like 2 games, and 2 people who like 3 games, right? So what are the total number of games like? 5, and then I have 5 plus 8, 13, and 6, 19, right? Suppose I have 11 players, right? 11 players, and they like 19 games, right? So if I make this number, let's say if I say 0 player like 3 games, right? So I have to put 11 players who like these games, right? Right. So what will happen? So if I have to maximize 1, I will try to minimize 2. I will try to minimize 2, because if I minimize 2, so let us take this. So this you will get as 7, no, you'll get 3, and you will get 8, right? So if you reduce it, right, but if you increase it, let's say I make it 12, right, I will get 0, and I will get, right, if I make it 0, so if I see that this is 12, right, and this is 7, 19, right? So if I put this maximum, right, I'm getting this maximum, right? So if you maximize this and minimize this, so try to minimize the number of people who like 0 games, right? So sorry, those who like 2 games. So put this number as 0 and this count as 0. Okay, so what do we get from this is 1 plus 3, I mean the people who like 3 games is 850, and 1 plus 3 times of 3 is equal to 1660. So if you take the difference, you get 2 times of 3, like the people who like 3 games is 810. So you'll get 3 as 405, right? So 405, if you subtract, you will get the people who like 1 game as 445. So 445 people can like maximum 1 game. So the reason is, see, if a person likes 3 games, the total number of games will rise more rapidly, right? So what we will do is we make more people like 3 games. So if we maximize the number of people who like 3 games, so for lesser number of people, the number of games liked would be more, right? So this will have the higher value. Okay. So your answer will come as 445. Okay. Let's look at the next question. The number of children who like Art of War and also some other game is at least. So the number of people who like Art of War and some other game, right? So there are 450 people who like, right? 450 people who like 2 games, right? Sorry, so 450 people who like Art of War, right? So you have to find Art of War and some other game, right? So some other game. Why can't we reduce both 2 and 3? If you reduce both 2 and 3, you have to look at this sum also, right? If you reduce both, right? If you reduce both, suppose you put 0, 0, how can this be equation be to this? Okay, so if you reduce both, what will you get? Right? So you cannot get this, right? You cannot reduce both. So you have to reduce this one. See, because if you make more people like 3 games, the total games will increase more rapidly. Right? So that is why you minimize this. Is that clear? So if more people like 3 games, the total number of games would increase faster. Right? But if more, let's say more people like 2 games, the number of games would not increase very high, right? So that is why we put this 0, right, and maximize this also. If we put 1 in place of 3, 1 in place of 3 means, so if we have to find the maximum value of this, right, so this should be minimum. See, if I say that there are 2 people who are going to have, like, look at this small number, right? So look at this smaller number. We had 11 people and some people liking 2 games, some people liking 3 games, right? So if I try to increase this number of people liking 3 games, I will see that this will increase, right? Okay. If we have 1 people, right, but the total number of people is fixed, right? See, the students are fixed. There are 50 students. So here also the total number of students has to be 11. I mean, total number of people have to be 11. So if you paid 16 games, that would make the number of people 17. That is not possible. Okay, so here the number is fixed. That is why that is the constraint. Okay, that becomes a constraint. Okay. All right. So the next question is the number of children who like Art of War and also like some other game is at least. Right? How many people like Art of War and some other games at least? At least means minimum, right? So for the number of people who liking, so it means that more than 1 game, right? They are saying that more than 1 game is at least. Okay? Now in the previous question we saw that maximum 445 people can like only 1 game, right? So if maximum people can like 1 game, only 1 game, that means the number of people like more than 1 game will be minimum. See, what is maximum, minimum, right? So if you maximize one thing, right, then if in order to maximize one thing, right, you have to minimize B and vice versa. If you have to maximize B, you will have to minimize A, right? You have to get a balance, right? So if minimum, you have to find minimum people who like more than 1 game. So you will find, you put the maximum number of people who like one game, right? So maximum 445 people can like only one game, right? So that means if you subtract it, you get 5 people who will like some other game, because maximum 445 people can like a game. Okay, if the children who like more than 2 games definitely like PUBG, okay, then the number of children who like exactly 2 games is at least. Now what it is saying, see, we have 3 things. First is the number of students who like 1 games, 2 games and 3 games is 50. Number of students is this, right? If we talk about students, this is the total. Okay? If we talk about number of games, if we talk about the number of games liked, we have these people like only 1 game, these people like 2 games, so likings will be double, and these people who like 3 games, right? So that is total 1660. Okay, so it says that if the children who like more than 2 games definitely like PUBG. So if a person is liking 3 games, they like PUBG, right? If the people who like 3 games, they like PUBG, then you have to find the number of children who like exactly 2 games is at least. So what do you get from this? How will you do this? So did you understand this question, that people who like more than 2 games definitely like PUBG? So more than 2 games means 3 games, right? So the number of people who like 3 games definitely like PUBG, right? Let us say 10 people are liking 3 games, right? All of them will like PUBG for sure. Okay, so all those people will like PUBG for sure. Okay, now what is happening is, what they've given is, if you have to find the least number of people who like 2 games, what will you do? If you have to find the minimum value, so it is saying the number of children who like exactly 2 games is at least. So you have to minimize this number. You have to minimize the number of people who like 2 games, isn't it? You have to minimize this number. If you minimize one number, what you will do? You will maximize the other thing, right? So we will maximize the number of people who like 3 games. Is it clear? Because we are already given, we are concerned about only in 2 and 3 games, right? So we will try to maximize this. Now what can be the maximum number of people? Maximum number of people playing PUBG is 300. So maximum 300 people can play PUBG. ठीक है, maximum 300 लोग PUBG खेल सकते हैं. What it is saying, that people who like exact more than 2 games, that is, I mean, sometimes they write more than 2 games. So just write, don't get confused. People who like 3 games definitely like PUBG. ठीक है, जो 3 गेम खेलते हैं वो PUBG खेलते ही खेलते हैं, right? Now you have to find that, you have to find the minimum number of people who will like exactly 2 games. So exactly, if you have to minimize this value, you have to maximize this value. So maximum value कितनी हो सकती है people liking 3 games की? 300. So put 300. So we will get equation like 1 plus 2 is 550. And second scenario, 1 plus 2 times of 2 is 900. Subtract कर लो 760. Subtract first equation, you will get the number of people who like 2 games is 210, right? So your answer will be 210. Now you must be thinking कि कुछ और रख के देखते हैं, right? If you want to experiment, you think that let me put 0. So what equation will you get? 1 plus 2 is equal to 850, right? And 1 plus 2 times of 2 is 1660. So you'll get people who like 2 games is 810, right? So this is the, we have to find the minimum, this one, right? We have to find the minimum value. This is the maximum value. So in order to maximize one thing, you have to minimize other thing, and vice versa. So maximum 810 people can like 2 games, but minimum, like since there is a cap that only 300 people can like 3 games, right? Because as per the condition. So there is a cap. So that is why you cannot make it more than 300. So at least 210 people will like 2 games. Okay. If no child likes exactly 2 games, then find the number of children who like exactly 3 games. This is the first question itself what we did. So always remember these equations, 1 plus 2 plus 3, this is the total number of items and this is the count of items. Okay, so it says that 2 is 0, right? So what do you get? If you subtract it, you will get 2 times of 3 is equal to 810. So 3 is equal to 405. So there are 405 people who will like exactly 3 games. Okay, so this was from the first question itself, that if you have to maximize the number of people who like 1 game, you will maximize this, right? So you will get 405. Okay. Right, so do practice some questions from this topic and you will you will find it, I mean, doable and interesting also, right? So in maximization, minimization is like balancing 2 things. Okay. All right, so let's look at the next case. Next set. अच्छा, coin games आता है कितने लोगों को आता है? Do you know how to play these coin games? Coin games वाला concept कितने लोगों को पता है? So the ones who do not know will understand it now, that how to solve these questions on coin based games, right? So we'll learn a new concept. आज हमने एक maxima minima सीखा, right? Now you will see coin game वाला concept कि coins जो उठाते हैं, coin picking वाला, it's a concept, right? So let us understand this concept and see that how do you solve a question, right? Now in coin games, these people are intelligent, right? They understand that if I pick these many coins, I will lose or win. So they play accordingly, right? So they are playing a game where they pick coins alternately from the coins kept on the table, right? And they pick up any number of coins from 1 to 7. Okay? The person who picks the last coin from the table is the loser. Okay, कितनों को आता है? I mean, so just comment no or don't know so that I understand that how many of you know. And it is like, I'll tell you once and you will remember forever. बहुत easy सा concept है. Maybe you have not heard of it, right? But once you hear this, I mean, once you learn this, you will learn it forever. कभी नहीं भूलोगे फिर, ठीक है? बहुत आसान सा होता है, बहुत easily you can derive that. Okay, so Nikita knows it, right? And then Vaibhav, Vishal, Munavar, Anubhav, Aniket do not know, not an issue, right? So that is why you are here, right? And if you do not know, not an issue, right? So you will get to know today. Okay, so Chirag knows it, good. So Chirag and Nikita, if you know this, right, so you can answer the question. Okay, now see, understand this question. In these questions, the people play logically, right? Now, what is the condition that you can pick any number of coins from 1 to 7? Okay, you can pick any number of coins from 1 to 7. The person who picks the last coin from the table is the loser, right? Okay, suppose I am playing the game. Okay? Now, if there is one coin left on the table, what will happen to me? It's my turn to pick the game. It's my turn to pick the coin. If I pick that coin, I will lose. I will lose, right? Because the last person who picks the coin is the loser. Okay? Suppose there are 2 coins on the table. And I am a rational player, right? I am not that, okay, I will not pick 2 coins. Why? Because I know if I pick 2 coins, I will lose the game, right? If there are 2 coins, no one wants to lose, right? So I pick 2 coins, I will lose. So what I will do? I will just pick 1 coin. Because if I pick 1 coin will be left and the person who picks that coin will lose the game, right? So I will win the game if there are 2 coins. Clear? Now if there are 3 coins, what will I do? Should I pick 1 coin? Should I pick 2 coins? Or should I pick 3 coins? If there are 3 coins, if I pick 3 coins, I will lose. Okay? If I pick 1 coin, what will happen? I will be left with 2 coins. Now the other person knows that if there are 2 coins, that person will pick 1 coin and I'll lose. So I'll do is I'll pick 2 coins and I'll win the game, right? Now if there are 4 coins on the table, I know that if there is 1 coin left, I'm going to win. So I will win, I'll pick 3 coins and I'll win the game, correct? So similarly, if there are 5 coins, I will pick 4 coins because I know that if there is just 1 coin left, the other person will lose the game. Otherwise, if I make him at any of the other numbers, he will leave 1 coin for me and he will win because no one wants to lose. Okay. So 5 coins, I will pick 4, I will win. If there are 6 coins, I will pick 5 coins and I will win the game. If there are 7 coins, I will pick 6 coins and I'll leave one coin and I will win the game. If there are 8 coins, I will pick 7 coins and I will again win the game. Okay. Now tell me, what if there are 9 coins? What if there are 9 coins on the table? What will happen? Will I win the game or will I lose the game? If there are 9 coins on the table, will I win or will I lose? And why? Yes. So see, if I am intelligent, the other person is also intelligent, right? The other person is also intelligent. So no matter whatever number of coins I pick, right? Suppose I pick 3 coins. So there will be 6 coins left. Now that person knows that 1 is a losing number. So he will pick 5 coins and I will lose the game, right? Suppose I pick 7 coins. I will be left with 2 coins. The person will pick 1 coin and I will lose, right? So if I pick any number of coins, suppose I pick just 1 coin. So 8 coins are left. The person will win, will take 7 coins and I will lose, right? So that person is also equally intelligent, right? If you can pick 7 also, I will be left with, there will be 2 coins left, I will lose. So no matter whatever the number of coins are there, I will lose the game. So if there are 9 coins on the table, I'll lose the game. Okay? If there are 9 coins on the table, I'll lose the game. All right? Okay. Now suppose there are 10 coins, what will happen then? If there are 10 coins, I know if there are 9 coins on the table, the person is going to lose. So I will pick just 1 coin. So I'll just write 1, 2, 3, 4 so that the number of coins I will pick to win the game. If there are 10 coins, I will pick 1 coin and I will win the game. I can win the game if I pick 1 coin. Okay? Right? Right. So now if 11 coins are there, I will again win. I'll pick 2 coins. If 12 coins are there, I'll pick 3. 13 are there, I'll pick 4. 14 coins are there, I'll pick 5. 15 are there, I'll pick 6. 16 coins are there, I'll pick 7. Right? Now when it comes to 17, when there are 17 coins, I will leave the table with these number of coins and the other person will win the game. So 17 I will lose. Okay, 17 I will lose again. Now for 7 more turns, that is up to 24, right? Up to 24 I will win, but at 25 I will lose again. So do you see some pattern? 1, then 9, then 17, 25. This is the losing number. So the losing number is given by 8n plus 1. 8n plus 1. So whenever they give you the number of coins, right? So if they say that you can pick up to x coins, right? So if they get 1 to x coins, so the losing number is always n into x plus 1 plus 1, right? Suppose if I say that 1 to 7 coins, if I said if there are 10 coins, so the losing number will be 11n plus 1. If there are 15 coins, if one can pick 15 coins, so losing number will be 16n plus 1. If you can pick 5 coins, the losing number will be 6n plus 1. So this is the standard result, right? This is the standard result. Okay. So now you know that this is the result. So you have to find a number of the form 8n plus 1, which is 33. 4 into 8 plus 1. Okay. So if there are 33 coins, no matter the number of coins you pick, you will lose the game. Clear? So did you get the concept? Understand? समझ में आ गया concept? Concept of coin picking, very good concept, right? Is that clear? No, so that is a generic formula, right? Agar, see, there were 7 coins, so 8n plus 1 is a losing number, right? If there are 10 coins, if you can pick 1 to 10, then losing number will be 11n plus 1. If there are 15 coins, 16n plus 1 and so on. Okay? So that is why n times x plus 1 is the number of coins, that maximum number of coins that you can pick. Okay? All right. Now, if there are 50 coins on the table, how many coins should Suresh pick to ensure a win? There are 50 coins on the table. How many coins should Suresh pick to ensure a win? Now, if you know that formula, you can easily answer this question. So we just saw that losing number is 8n plus 1, right? That is the losing number. ठीक है? अब 50 से छोटा losing number क्या होगा? 50 से छोटा losing number होगा 48 plus 1, that is 49, right? So if there are 49 coins on the table, the person will lose the game, right? If there are 49 coins, the person will lose the game. So you will pick one coin, because if you pick one coin, the coins are 49. So no matter you will pick, so then you will bring him to the next losing number, and so on. That person will lose the game. Okay, so you bring that person to that losing number. Okay, so you keep bringing that person to that losing number, and eventually that person loses the game. Okay. All right. So this was, now if you know that concept, so you can answer these questions. Okay. There are 65 coins on the table. How many coins should Ramesh pick to ensure a win? If there are 65 coins, how many coins should Ramesh pick to ensure a win? But he has to win, right? So he has to win, so he will make the, see, if you have to win, what will you do? You have to make the other person lose the game, right? So there are 50 coins. If you pick one, you know that 49 is a losing number, so that next person's turn will come, he will lose the game, right? Now see, there are 65 coins, that is 8 into 8 plus 1, 8n plus 1 ke form mein, so he cannot win the game, right? So no matter whatever the number of coins he will pick, right, he cannot win, because the other person will send him to the losing number again and again. Okay. All right. Now the rules of the game now change. Okay, so now rules changed. Now what is given to you, that the person who picks the coin in the end now wins the game. ठीक है? अब जो last में coin उठाएगा, that person will win the game. Okay. There are 60 coins on the table, and how many coins should Ramesh win to ensure a win? Okay, so the rules have changed. The rules have changed. So the one who picks the last coin now wins the game. ठीक है? So you have to derive कि what will be the ideal number to win the game. ठीक है? इसमें logic समझना पड़ेगा कि कैसे you will find the number and that person will win, right? So इसका logic निकालो कि कैसे winning number आएगा, right? Now 8n plus 1 will not be a winning number, that losing number, right? So the rules have changed now. So my video is not working. Okay, some issue with my webcam, right? I don't know, right? Audio is visible, right? Right? Sorry, audio is audible, right? वीडियो नहीं आ रहा है बट ऑडियो तो आ रहा है. कुछ वेबकैम खराब हो गया, आई गेस. You can hear me, right? That is more important, right? Okay, so audio aa raha hai, that's fine, right? Like it is some maybe some glitch, right? So, okay, let's not worry about that. Now rules now change, ठीक है? Rule change हो गया. The person who picks coins in the end now wins the game, ठीक है? Now suppose there is one coin, what will happen? You will win the game, ठीक है? If there are two coins, you will win the game. You will pick all coins, ठीक है? You will not leave anything on the table. 3 coins win, 4 coins win, 5 coins win, 6 coins again you will win, 7 coins again you will win the game, ठीक है? 7 coins तक win करोगे. Now जब 8 coins होंगे, right? If there are 8 coins, what will happen? That you, no matter whatever the number of coins you win, number of coins you pick, right? Suppose you pick 7 coins, you will lose 1 coin, right? The other person will pick that coin, so you will lose, ठीक है? If you pick 3 coins, 4 coins, if you pick 2 coins, 6 coins बचेंगे, the person will pick all 6 coins, he will win, right? So 8 is a losing number, ठीक है? Now I know 8 is a losing number. Now if there are 9 coins, what will I do? I'll take 1 coin and I'll win the game. 10 coins, I'll pick 1 and I'll pick 2 and I'll win the game, ठीक है? So till 15 I can again win. I can pick 7 coins and put it to 8. 16 I will lose. So now 8n becomes your losing number. So your losing number is 8n. Okay. So if it says that 60 coins, so you will pick 4 coins. So that 56 coins are there and the other person will lose the game. Clear? So many of you learned this concept of coin picking, right? Right? Got it? समझ में आ गया this coin picking? So interesting thing. Now you learned a new concept. Okay. Alright. So if you are enjoying this video, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel. And if you really like this series, please do watch it every Sunday at 9 p.m. Okay. Alright. So let's do the next one. Okay. Now some DI calculation wala logical DI, right, that you have. Okay, so now it says that in order to promote entrepreneurship, so kuch award milne laga. The initiative was started in 2009 when there were 4 recipients whose ages were 37, 32, 30 and 41 years. Every year hence a new recipient joined the league except in 2014 where 2 persons were facilitated with the award. Okay? The below graph shows the average age of all the recipients over the years. Okay, so first try to understand this graph. ठीक है, थोड़ा सा समझो and then tell me what is happening in this. So it is talking that some people are given an award. ठीक है, this gives the average age of the recipients. So if a new recipient is added, they will continue to add that recipient to the list. ठीक है, मतलब जितनों को मिलते जाएगा award, that will be added. Like in family members also you have these kind of questions. That some new person is born, this is the new age, or like some company, some people join, this is the average age. So some the story badal di कि company में लोग जुड़ने के बजाय people are getting award, right? So this gives the average age of the total age of the average age of the recipients. ठीक है, अब क्या कह रहा है कि like every year a new recipient joined the league. So like suppose there are 4 people. Now there are 5, 6, 7, 8, like ऐसे बढ़ेगा. But in 2014 where 2 persons were facilitated, right? So in 2014 2 people were facilitated with the award. ठीक है, so number of people will, this will be the number of people. ठीक है, अच्छा नीचे कह रहे हैं in 2012 a person then age 33 died. Okay, so he died, so the number of people will remain 6 only. Okay, so due to this 6 people only, right, because one person received the award, so उसमें 7 लोग हो गए, one person died, so 6 people. So in 2013 7, 2014 में 2 लोगों को award मिला, right, 2 persons were awarded, so 9 people, and in last year there are 10 people. Okay, so how do we do these kind of questions? एक बार family age के भी आते हैं इस तरह के, same average age of family members is given, that this is the new average age, this is the number of people. How do we solve these questions? Anyone has an idea how do we solve these questions? कैसे solve करते हैं इन questions को? No idea. अच्छा आता है. See, what does average mean? Average mean sum upon number of people, right, or like number of people and anything, right? So sum upon number of people, right? So average is known to me, number of people is known to me, right? I can find the sum, I can find the sum, so I know for previous year what is the sum. ठीक है, मैं इस साल का टोटल निकाल दूंगा, so I get the total for this year, I can subtract from it. Clear है? So I can get that, but there is a twist also. What is the twist is, every year, right, average should go up by 1, or sum of ages will go up by, क्योंकि हर साल सबकी एज एक एक साल बढ़ जाएगी, right? Right, so हर साल सबकी एज बढ़ेगी, so if they are 35 years old, the average is 35, this year the average would become 36, क्योंकि सबकी एज एक एक साल बढ़ जाएगी, right? So let us take this, this is 69 and 71, 140. ठीक है, next year what will happen? Their age will not be 37, that will be 38, 33, 31 and 42, right? So you will get 73 and 71, 144. The average will be 36. So remember this thing, right? Remember this thing, that every year the average age will increase by 1. Okay, all right, so let us find the things कि जो जिस साल जिसको award मिला उनकी age क्या थी. ठीक है, now what happened was, this was the average, see total is 190. ठीक है, and जो last year के लोग थे उनका average कितना हो जाएगा? इनका एवरेज बन जाएगा 36, so 36 into 4, 144. So 2010 में जिसको अवार्ड मिला, that was 46 years old. Correct? Yes Aniket. So can you find for the coming years also? और जो important years हैं 2012 और 2014, उनमें ध्यान देना है. ठीक है, 1 person died here and 2 persons were added here. For that the information is given. ठीक है, अब similarly क्या होगा, यहाँ पे 38 एवरेज थी, यहाँ इनका एवरेज 39 हो जाएगा. So 38 into 6 you will get 228 minus 39 into 5, 195. So this person's age is 33 years. Okay, now this year what will happen? This year the average age would be, this year the average age would come as 39, right? That is, now see this, अब यहाँ पे number of people change नहीं हो रहे, right? Number of people is not changing, so forget about this increment in age, right? अच्छा, we will consider that also. So total age in this year is increasing by 18. ठीक है, the age is increasing by 18 from this to this, right? But there is one person who died at the age of 33. ठीक है, that person who aged 33, so total अगर 18 बढ़ गया, so the new person must be 51 years old, right? Because this person whose age was 33, he died, the total is increasing by 18 years. So that means that person must be 18 years more than the 33-year-old person. So this person's age is 51. Okay, 51. अब next year में क्या होगा, इनका average पहुंच जाएगा 42. So 42 and 44 into 7 you will get 308 and 42 into 6 will be 252. तो इस साल वाले की एज हो जाएगी 56. Okay, this year the age will be 56. Okay. Now what will happen this year? This year their average will become 45. ठीक है, this year the average will become 45. Now 45 into how many people were there? 7. So 45 into 7 is 315. और नया एक्चुअल एज कितना आ रहा है? 9 into 42 378. So this 63 means sum of two people, right? A plus B. There are two people who received the award, right? Two people who received the award. Clear? Two people received award in this year. That is why it is this 63 is the total age of two people. So the difference is given as 5 years. तो age क्या आ जाएंगी उनकी? 29 and 34, right? So this year the average, the ages will be 29 and 34. Okay, is it clear? 29 and 34. ये चीज समझ में आई? 29 और 34 कैसे आया? Is this thing clear? 29 और 34 कैसे आया यहाँ पे? (2014) didn't get. Okay. All right. So let us see this. देखो 7 लोग थे, इनका एवरेज कितना था? 44. So अगर ये 7, all these people, 7 people live to the next year, what will happen? The average age will increase by, right? So average age will become 45, right? So 45 अगर average age होगी, right? So what you will get? नहीं, actually we have made a mistake in this year also. 2012 में भी mistake है. I'll tell you, right? I'll tell you the mistake in 2012. We will correct that also. क्योंकि हमने ये process यहाँ follow नहीं किया. We did something else. Okay. So see this. 44 average था, so their average will become 45, right? So the sum of these 45, these 7 people will be 315, right? So these 7 people, their total age is 315. Now the total age of 9 people, right? Sum of 9 people, sum of 7 people. Sum of 9 people will be 42 into 9, that is 378. Let us say these are P8 and P9. Okay? So we get that P8 plus P9 is equal to 63, and we are given that P8 minus P9 is equal to 5, right? So we will get P8 as 34 and second person as 29. Okay. अच्छा, यहाँ पे भी हमने गलती की है. Actually we did not consider the increment in age of others. ठीक है? So what will happen? Their average will become 39. ठीक है? So 39 or see this is 39 and this is so 41 is 246 and this is 234. Okay, so that means the total increase in age is 12 years. ठीक है? The increase in age is 12 years. But what happened? That person with 33 years died, right? Someone who had age of 33 died, right? So total age, their total age in this year will be 234. So increase of 12 years. So 33 wala person died. So that age will come as 45, not 51. We will increase their average age first, right? Although the number of people remain the same, but everyone's age will increase of by 1 year, right? Okay. अब last year में क्या हुआ? Their age will become 43 and the total is 410 minus 43 into 9, that is 373. 387. ठीक है, लास्ट ईयर 23 years वाले को मिल जाएगा. Is that clear? ठीक है, so we have to basically find the total, right? Find the current total, find the total of previous people, right? And then subtract. You will get the age of the recipient for that particular year. Okay, so we will find the total of the present year, find the total of new total, and then subtract. We will get the age of the person who joined. Okay, so these will be the ages. So now let's look at the questions, right? So if you understand this, then answering questions will not be an issue, right? So this is how we find, right? 41, 46, 33, 45, 56, 29 and 34 and 23. So this is the ages of the new joinees. Okay, and what else? We figured out that, I mean, every person's age will increase by one year, right? So jo 37 ka tha, now he is 43-year-old. Okay, so that we have included here. Okay, all right. So the first question is, what was the age of the recipient in the year 2012? In 2012, the person was 45 years old. Okay, 2012, the person was 45 years old. Right, एक बार 2012 वाले का फिर से केस देख लेते हैं, that death वाला केस. So what happened in this case? We will use the same thing, right? Average 38 था, average 39 बन गया. So what was the increase in age? The increase in age was 12 years. But one person of 33 died. So that 33 must be removed, right? So that is why that extra age will be 45. क्योंकि देखो 45 वाले को मिला, 33 वाला की डेथ हो गई, right? So increase of 12, right? So that is why that is 45. Okay. In 2015, how many of the recipients were aged for more than 40 years? 2015 में कितने लोगों की एज 40 से ज्यादा थी? So count this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there are 5 such people. There are 5 people whose age are more than 40 years in 2015. ठीक है? Let's do the next one. ठीक है? What are the ages of the oldest and the youngest recipients of the award respectively in the year they received the award? ठीक है, you have to find the oldest and the youngest person and based on the year they received, right? ऐसा नहीं कि मतलब ठीक है उसने कभी प्राइज जीत लिया अब उसकी एज बढ़ गई, नहीं, जिस साल में उन्हें मिला था you have to count that, you have to tell that age, right? So youngest is 23 जिसको लास्ट में मिला and oldest is 56. These are new recipients. जो लास्ट में लिखे हैं, these are the new recipients. So oldest is 56. Although his age is 58, but it is saying that in the year they received the award, right? So you will count for the year that they received. So 26, 23 and 56. Okay. All right. Of the 2 recipients who were awarded in 2014, what was the age of the older person? So older person की age थी 34. Right, older person was 34 years old, right? 29 or 34 age, I think. So this is like typical CAT type where they test you on these things like averages and all those things, right? So again, concept based on average. Okay. Okay, so समझ में आ गया ये set? All right, so let's now move to the next one. Okay, so this is our YouTube schedule on our channel, right? So you can view these classes on these particular dates. Okay. All right. Now something that which is boring, which you do not like to do, right? Like it's kind of, you feel like this is something like RC, right? देख के लगता है RC है, reading comprehension आ गया, lot of information भरना है, right? But try this. Okay, so try this side. It's a good one. You have to make a schedule of 10 people, right? So it says that there are 10 raw agents. They finish their training and sent to be 10 different locations. The 10 people you have to send to 10 different locations, and these are the names of the cities. Okay, and the flights are from Monday to Sunday, ठीक है, and the timings of the flights are 1 p.m., 2 p.m., 3 p.m. up to 10 p.m. but not necessarily in that same order, right? So कुछ order होगा इनका, right? And then you have to find that at what time, right, do they fly. Okay, so basically you have to find everything for every person, that which person is flying, I mean the city and the timing and which day, right? Monday to Sunday. Okay, so let's fill this interesting one. Okay, so try it, I mean give it a try. In the meanwhile, I'll check that if I could fix my webcam. 3 days between two flights. Which statement says that there are 3 days? There are 3 days between two flights. No, the flights are from Monday to Sunday, right? So it says that there are 3 days when two flights will depart, and neither Sunday or nor Sunday is one of them, right? So it says, see, there are 7 days, okay, and there are 10 flights. ठीक है, 7 दिन में 10 फ्लाइट्स लेनी है, ठीक है. सो इट सेज दैट देयर आर 3 days व्हेन 2 फ्लाइट्स विल डिपार्ट, मतलब 3 दिन में दो होंगे, बाकी 4 दिन एक एक फ्लाइट होगी. सो देयर आर टोटल 10 फ्लाइट्स. ओके, सो दिस इज हाउ दैट इट सेज. ओके, नाउ दे कैन नॉट फ्लाई ऑन सैटरडे एंड संडे. सो सैटरडे संडे को एक एक ही फ्लाइट जाएगी. ओके, try to figure out these the 3 days. Actually it is like easily, it can be identified easily with this. Mana, why on Saturday? Why on Saturday? It is given, right? See what is given in the statement. It says that uh, right? What does it say? It says that if there are 3 days on which 2 flights will depart and neither Saturday or nor Sunday is one of them. So Saturday, Sunday, one ही होगा, right? Actually, it is very simple, right? It is very simple. If you read this statement, the flights, ना ये नहीं. The days on which 2 flights depart are not consecutive, right? So if there are not consecutive, Saturday or Sunday को 2 flight जा नहीं सकती. So it means Monday, Wednesday and Friday there will be 2 flights. ठीक है? These are not consecutive days. मतलब लगातार नहीं है वो दिन. So Monday, Wednesday और Friday को होगी. ठीक है? So let us make a table like this. ठीक है? So Monday को 2 flight जाएंगी. सो मंडे को 2 जाएंगी, ट्यूसडे को 1 ही जाएगी, वेंसडे को 2 फ्लाइट जाएंगी, थर्सडे को जस्ट 1, 2 ऑन फ्राइडे, 1 ऑन सैटरडे, 1 ऑन संडे. ठीक है? नाउ लेट अस फिट डायरेक्ट डेटा व्हिच इज डायरेक्टली गिवन टू अस. ठीक है? सम थिंग्स आर डायरेक्टली गिवन, वी विल right, so we will fill these. So the first flight will depart at 6 p.m. while the last will depart at 7 p.m. So let's just tick the statements that we can directly fit. ठीक है? First flight 6 p.m. है, last flight 7 p.m. है. ठीक है? Now then the flights of the two cities, अच्छा this will come to later. Moscow 9 p.m. on Friday. ठीक है? Paris 4 p.m. New York 5 p.m. ठीक है? मॉस्को 9 p.m. फ्राइडे भी दिया. ठीक है? नॉट डिपार्ट नेगेटिव, डिपार्ट जस्ट बिफोर फ्लाइट टू केरो. ओके. फ्लाइट टू टोरंटो विल डिपार्ट बिफोर द फ्लाइट टू न्यूयॉर्क. ओके. डिपार्टिंग एट 1 p.m. विल नॉट बी डिपार्टिंग ऑन फ्राइडे और सैटरडे. सो नॉट मच इंफॉर्मेशन. ठीक है? राइट. नाउ लेट अस सी दिस इंपॉर्टेंट इंफॉर्मेशन. ठीक है? कभी कभी कुछ इंफॉर्मेशन ऐसी होती है दैट इज रेलेवेंट, राइट, जिसमें कुछ डेटा दिया है. The flights to the two cities whose names start with the same alphabet will depart on same day. ठीक है? So same alphabet कौन सी cities है? Cairo and Cape Town. ठीक है? So Cairo and Cape Town, the flights will go on the same day with a difference of 5 hours. ठीक है? Now Monday को जा सकती है Cairo and Cape Town. Monday को जा सकती है Cairo and Cape Town because 5 hours का difference है. 11 not possible. ठीक है? Monday को तो नहीं जाएंगी. ठीक है? They will not go on Monday. फ्राइडे को वी आर गिवन मॉस्को. फ्राइडे को मॉस्को हो जाएंगी. सो दे विल गो ऑन वेंसडे. सो दे विल गो ऑन वेंसडे एट अ डिफरेंस ऑफ 5 hours. ठीक है? देयर आर 3 days व्हेन देयर आर 2 flights गोइंग. मंडे को नहीं हो सकती क्योंकि 6-11 इज नॉट पॉसिबल, राइट. द टाइमिंग्स आर 1 to 10. ओके. फ्राइडे नॉट पॉसिबल बिकॉज मॉस्को इज गोइंग ऑन दैट डे. ठीक है? सो ओनली वेंसडे इट्स पॉसिबल. ऑलराइट. अच्छा, अब एक काम करते हैं. वी आर गिवन 5 hours का डिफरेंस, राइट. सो व्हाट कुड बी द पॉसिबल 5 hour डिफरेंस? 5 hour के डिफरेंस में पेयर्स बना लो. 1 6 2 7 3 8 4 9 5 10. ओके. नाउ सी दिस 1 6 इज नॉट पॉसिबल. व्हाई? बिकॉज 6 p.m. तो मंडे को जा रही है. ठीक है? अब 9 p.m. जा रही है मॉस्को को. So Moscow is 9 p.m. This is not possible. ठीक है? Then what we are given as New York को 5 p.m. में जा रही है. So 5:10 is not possible. Okay, New York is also not possible. And see, last day जो Sunday को जा रही है वो 7 p.m. पे जा रही है. So that is also not possible. So only possible is 3 and 8. ठीक है? 5:10 is not possible because this is going to New York. ठीक है? 2-7 is not possible because it is going on Sunday. 4-9 is not possible because 9 p.m. it is going to Moscow. So I have written the reason also. So only 3-8 is possible. So on Wednesday you will have 3 and 8. ठीक है? 3 and 8 निकल गया. अब हमें निकालना केरो को पहले जाएगी या केप टाउन को पहले जाएगी. There is a statement which says the flight to Dubai will depart just before the flight to Cairo. Right? So the flight to Dubai will be just before the flight to Cairo. So that means Cairo will be first and then we will have Cape Town and this will be Dubai. Is that clear? So we get the order also for these three. थिंग क्लियर है? दुबई भी फिक्स हो गया। ऑल राइट, नाउ सी दिस। अब क्या चीज बची है हमारे पास? दिस इज irrelevant, राइट? दिस इज समथिंग which is redundant, which is not even needed. ठीक है, this we have used Moscow 9 p.m. on Friday, and what else is there? Acha, now see this. On Monday, see this thing. देखो 7 6 के बाद ही जाएगी, ठीक है? It will go after 6. 7 is not possible. 7 is not possible क्योंकि वो संडे को जा रही है. 8 is not possible because ये वेंसडे को जा रही है. 9 is not possible because it is Moscow on Friday, right? So that is why the second flight will go at 10 p.m. ठीक है? 7 is not possible because ये भर गया, 8 भर गया. 9 not possible because मॉस्को को जा रही है, so 10 p.m. will be the flight. अब फ्राइडे को 9 p.m. जा रही है, so obviously 9 p.m. will be the later flight. So 9 p.m. जाएगी मॉस्को को, ठीक है? 9 p.m. it will go to Moscow, that will be the later flight. ठीक है, अब इतनी सारी इंफॉर्मेशन भर दी. अच्छा, अब ये क्या कह रहा है? अब कुछ और चीज पढ़ते हैं. Paris will depart at 4 p.m. New York 5, right? That we still unsure of, right? So let's see this. Okay, so there is one thing given that the flight to Toronto will depart before the flight to New York, but not before the flight to Paris, right? Okay, so Paris will go first, then Toronto, then New York, right? Paris, Toronto, and New York. Okay, Paris, Toronto, and New York. Now see this. So Paris, Toronto, New York. So New York is 5 p.m. ठीक है? Paris is 4 p.m. That we know because the Toronto will go before New York and after Paris. So Paris, Toronto, New York, 4 and 5 p.m. So I cannot have Paris here. I can have Paris, Toronto, and New York in these three positions. Why? Because Paris is 4 p.m. New York is 5 p.m. I cannot put New York here. I can put New York here. I'll put Toronto here. I'll put Paris here. Right? So Paris is 4 p.m. New York is 5 p.m. ठीक है? So this is also filled. ठीक है? The flight departing at 1 p.m. will not be departing on Friday or Saturday. Right? So 1 p.m. will not depart on Friday or Saturday. So 1 p.m. will depart on Tuesday. अब क्या बच गया? 1 2 बच गया. So I think 2 will be this. ठीक है? अब cities भरनी है. Right? London will not on Monday and the flight to Sydney is not the first flight to flight. Right? London will not go on Monday. So London will go on Sunday. Sydney is not the first flight. Right? Sydney is not the first flight. So this will be Sydney. So first flight will be कहाँ गए उसके अलावा? Dubai, London, Beijing. Right? So Beijing is the first flight. Okay, you start from Beijing and then last you go to London. Did you get this? Why the last flight on Friday is of 5 p.m. So see, on Friday, see the timings are 1 to 10 p.m. ठीक है? 8 was already filled, 7 was already filled to us. ठीक है? We had filled these two values. 9 is not possible because 9 is to Moscow on Friday. ठीक है? So the second flight on Monday will be 10 p.m. ठीक है? Second flight is 10 p.m. अब 10 p.m. हो गई. So last flight कौन सी बची? 9 p.m. is the last possible flight. So if Friday 2 flights are flying, 9 p.m. cannot be the first one. So obviously that will be the second one. So Aniket, I have mentioned here, like please see these. I have written the reasons also. 1 and 6 because 6 is Monday. 2 and 7 not possible because 7 is on Sunday. 4 and 9 not possible because 9 is Moscow. 5 and 10 not possible because 5 is New York. That is why only possibility was 3 and 8. Okay, is it clear? ऑलराइट, सो डिड यू गेट दिस? समझ में आ गया कैसे बना हमारा अरेंजमेंट? राइट, लेंदी, ठीक है, आता है कभी कभी इस तरह का सेट, बहुत लेंदी होता है, इंस्ट्रक्शंस खूब सारे दिए होते हैं, बट इट इज लाइक मोर लाइकली टू बी डन, ठीक है, टाइम लगाओगे सेट बन जाएगा। दीज आर नॉट थिंग्स कि इसमें फंसोगे, राइट, मे बी टाइम इट विल टेक 15 मिनट्स चले जाएंगे मिनिमम, बट यू विल बी एबल टू सॉल्व इट, ठीक है। सो समटाइम्स हेवी डेटा सेट्स आर द ones that could be done। अब कभी कभी क्या होता है, छोटा सा सेट होता है, दिखने में छोटा सा होगा, लॉजिक लगता है। अब थिंक ऑफ दैट coin picking game, suppose compare coin picking with this, and suppose that came for the very first time, right? So people, I mean that they will not be able to understand it, वो लोगों के समझ में नहीं आएगा, but this at least they can try and attempt। ओके, सो गो थ्रू पास्ट ईयर पेपर्स, कभी कभी देखोगे कि छोटे सेट होते हैं, छोटा सी इंफॉर्मेशन होती है, बट दैट इज वेरी ट्रिकी। ऑन द अदर हैंड लॉन्ग इंफॉर्मेशन यू कैन फिल इट। ओके, चलो अब क्वेश्चंस तो आसानी हो जाएंगे। So first question says, how many flights are scheduled with between the departures of flights to Sydney and Paris? ठीक है, आंसर करो इन्हें। So we have pin 2 is saying that yes, I take regular classes on YouTube. Yes, so please do subscribe to the channel, and you can see my past videos also, which we have already covered. Okay, and you will enjoy those videos. Right, if this series, if you are talking about this series, yes, we do take classes for all examinations. We do take classes for I mean we have series for MHCET and MAT, everything what not, right? It's a complete MBA preparation channel। okay, so flights to Sydney and Paris, Sydney और पेरिस के बीच में कितने, 1 2 3, 3 are in between, ठीक है। depart at 1 p.m. 1 p.m. the Dubai flight, time of departures of the two flights on Friday, Friday के जो timing है वो 7 hours है, ठीक है। and the last one is the flights to which two cities are the first and the last to depart, right? First is Beijing, last is London। okay, so that is the answer to this questions। okay, yes Aniket, you can see all the past marathons, right? So just search DILR marathon and you will get all these things, right? So you can just go and watch those videos, right? So you have done some good sets, like really good sets। I'm sure if you have seen CAT papers, right, if you solve questions, you really enjoy this, right? So please don't forget to like this session, right, and bring more students along, right? If someone asks for reference uh, like uh, like some recommendation that where should I prepare from, you can suggest it this, right? कभी कई बार लोग पूछते रहते हैं ना, फेसबुक में, टेलीग्राम में, व्हाट्सएप में, कई लोग पूछते रहते हैं कहाँ से तैयारी करूँ, so you can recommend it as one of the sources, right? I'm not saying that it is the only source, right? You can recommend it as one of the sources। okay, so you can tell that there is one such series which you can refer to। okay, all right, so now this is a logical one, interesting one, difficult, मतलब मैं कहूँगा कि इसमें जिसमें अच्छा खासा दिमाग लगता है वैसा वाला सेट है, ठीक है। so this is something very deep that requires deep logic। So I think now my camera started working good, just unplugged and plugged it again। all right, अब इसमें क्या question है, right? It says that this school has students, right, from class 6 to 12th। the below table gives the number of students in 2019 and 2020। ठीक है, ये दिखा रहे number of students in 2019 and 2020। now something is given that the school admits new students only in class 6, right? so every year only in class 6 students will get admitted, and no student except the ones passing out from the class 12 left the school in 2020। तो जितने स्टूडेंट्स थे उतने ही रहेंगे, no one left the school in between, ठीक है। and The students who will fail have to repeat their class. जो fail होंगे वो class repeat करेंगे. Okay, so this logic you will have to apply. ठीक है, you have to apply this logic and find this. Right, so first question says, if no student of class 11th failed in 2019, what is the pass percentage of class 12th in 2019? अब इसको कैसे करोगे? think कि how will you do this? These are the type of questions that make you think. So what does it say कि क्लास 6th में ही एडमिशन होगा और किसी क्लास में एडमिशन नहीं होगा. ठीक है, and only those people, right, only those people will move to the next class, right, those who pass the examination, and only the people who have cleared class 12th will, I mean, will move out of the school. ठीक है, जो स्कूल में है वो स्कूल में ही रहेंगे. New entry will come to class 6th only, and those who pass class 12th will move out of the school. ठीक है, so no one else left the school in between. ठीक है, so the question is, if no student of class 11th failed in 2019, what is the pass percentage of class 12th in 2019? ठीक है, अब देखो कैसे मूवमेंट होगा. See, these class 6 student will move to this class, these students will move to this class, these students will move to this class, these will move here, these will move here, and these will move here, right? So the movement will be 6th class वाले 7th में चले जाएंगे, 7th वाले 8th में, and so on, right? Now it is saying that in 2019 no student failed in class 11th. तो मतलब क्या होगा, सारे के सारे स्टूडेंट यहाँ आ गए, right? So all student must have come to class 12th. Number should be 105. The number of students should be 105, but the number is 114. How will it happen? 9 बच्चे कैसे आ गए? I mean, that is very simple logic, right? So these students must have failed in class 12th, right? So 105 यहाँ से आए और 9 यहाँ से आए. Is it clear? So 100 and see, no one else is joining in class 12th, right? So either they will come from class 11th or they will be the failures. I mean, those who failed in class 11th. So what? Sorry, class 12th. They will repeat the class. Okay, so 9 students repeated the class. So what it is saying that what is the pass percentage of class 12th in 2019? So 2019 there were 102 who will pass out of 111 because 9 people failed here, right? So that will come to be approximately 91% आ जाएगा, right? 9 fail. So if 100, like 9 out of 100 is 90, you will get 91%, slightly more than that, 91.89% आएगा. ठीक है, understood the logic, right? Another variety of question which involves good logic, good understanding of logic. ठीक है, so 91.89%. You don't have to go into the last digit, but yeah, you know it is somewhere above 91. ठीक है, all right. Next question. It says that if the number of students new joiners in 2020 is 105, how many students in class failed in class 10th in 2019? So now this is a chain that you have to develop and find. So it says that new joiners 105 hai. Okay, so 105 people joined in 2020 and you have to tell them how many students failed in 2019. In class 10th. So how will we do this? Okay, Chirag is saying that 7. Okay, Tanu is also saying 7. Now see, if you have to find for class 10th, right? So we will proceed from class 6th. We will start counting from class 6 in the forward direction, right? So what will happen in class 10th? What was the number of students, right? So 105 new joinings, right? And 12 must have come from 12 students were failed students. ठीक है 105 न्यू आए और 12 स्टूडेंट्स मस्ट हैव फेल्ड. ठीक है अगर यहाँ से 12 फेल हुए सो व्हाट हैपेंड 100 मस्ट हैव मूव्ड दिस साइड. ठीक है 100 यहाँ गए होंगे क्योंकि 12 फेल हो गए. ठीक है 12 यहाँ गए और 100 यहाँ गए. ठीक है 119 आए 100 तो यहाँ से आ गए बाकी 19 यहाँ से आए होंगे. ठीक है 19 स्टूडेंट मस्ट हैव फेल्ड. ठीक है now 19 failed so that means 89 यहाँ गए because total is 96. ठीक है 89 गए यहाँ गए total became 96 so that means 7 students came from here, right? 7 students must have come from this. Okay now 7 students went here so that means how many must have gone to class this 89 must have gone there, right? 89 यहाँ से आए. This was 94, I mean 90. This means one came from this. ठीक है एक यहाँ से आया अब एक यहाँ से आया so that means 93 moved from class 9th. So class 10th में कितने फेल हुए होंगे? Only 2 students failed in class 10th. Is that clear? थोड़ा सा इसे थोड़ा spaced out बनाऊंगा तो you will understand it better. ओके सो सी व्हाट हैपेंड यहाँ से 105 तो फ्रेश आए. ठीक है सो 12 मूव टू दिस 12 फेल्ड. ठीक है अब 12 फेल हुए तो 100 मस्ट हैव मूव दिस डायरेक्शन. टोटल 119 आए तो 19 फेल्ड. 19 फेल्ड हाउ मेनी वेंट दिस साइड 89. ठीक है 89 वेंट फ्रॉम हियर एंड 7 मस्ट हैव जॉइंड फ्रॉम हियर 96 हो गए. ठीक है 96 से 90 हुए so that is 7 here 89 remaining 89 went to next class. ठीक है now 90 people so 89 from this so one student must have failed. One failed so 93 passed. 93 went come from here and 2 from who failed in class 10th. Is that clear? So 2 students failed in class 10th. Did you understand this? So this is how you will find the number of students. ठीक है this will be the movement of students. So either they will come from, I mean they will be the pass outs of previous class plus failures of that current class. ठीक है ऐसे ही हमने previous question में भी किया था. This we had to do for like 6 से 10 तक calculate करना था. ठीक है चलो next question देखते हैं. How many students failed in class 6th in 2019 if there was no failure in class 9th in 2019? So now what we will do, we will go in the backward direction. ठीक है अभी हम forward direction में गए थे. I will go into the backward direction. How will we go into the backward? I mean do this, try करो खुद से करो, right? तभी तो मजा भी है. If I solve everything for you, you won't like it, right? So if you enjoy these concepts, please do visit these, I mean do watch these classes on like every weekend on Sunday 9 p.m. Okay and in case like you miss the live versions you can watch the recorded ones also. ठीक है recorded भी देख लिया करो. So I mean this will help you. Some people ask that some good sources to prepare, so I thought that let us do something, right? In case if you find some good sets, I mean what I'll do is I'll next time I'll I'll create some Telegram group or something, right? So wherein like if someone finds some good set, right, I can discuss those in the class, right? Okay, so now what is happening is how many students placed in class 6th if there was no failure in class 9th, right? If class 9th there is no failure, that means that all 94 will go here, right? All 94 will all 94 will go to the next class. Okay, so that means key if there was no failure in class 9th, right, all 94 will go this side. Now you will have no, so we are not worried about going forward, right? We will see this class. ठीक है, so इसमें क्या होगा, 90 students are there, right? So 90 students, so 90 will come from this side. ठीक है, if there is no failure, like let me draw this table so that ऐसे सही ऐसे एरो बनाने में थोड़ा आसानी रहेगी, राइट? ना वहाँ पे हॉच पॉच हो जा रहा है 119 96 96 एंड 94 90. ठीक है, अब क्या होगा कि नो वन फेल्ड इन क्लास 9th. ठीक है, सो इट मींस ये जो 90 स्टूडेंट्स हैं इसमें से फेलियर वाले 0 हैं. ठीक है, फेलियर वाले 0 हैं, इट मींस एंटायर स्टूडेंट्स केम फ्रॉम दिस. सो व्हाट हैपेंड नाउ, 90 will only 90 can come. ठीक है, 96 से 90 हो गए, इट मींस 90 can come here, so that means 6 students failed. Okay, now this is 96, this means 90 students must have come from here, 6 from here, total 96 हो गया. 90 came this side, so 29 must have failed, right? 29 people failed. अब यहां से 112 से, right, 112 से क्या हुआ कि यहाँ पे कितने आ जाएंगे, 90 आ जाएंगे, right? Why are we getting 22? Okay, sorry, I did a mistake. Total तो 108 है ना, so 90 यहाँ गए, 18 यहाँ चले गए, right? So that means 101 are 101 came from here, so that means 11 fail हो गए, right? So the answer will be 11. ठीक है, वो गलती कर दी थी, आई टेकन 29, वो 108 डिस्ट्रीब्यूट हो गए. Did you get this? 11 आ गया आंसर. See, no one failed in class 9th, so 0 students from 9th class, right? So it means the 90 students that they have are all from passed from class 8th. ठीक है, so 90 came from class 8th. ठीक है, now what will happen is 90 came to class 9th and 6 went to class 6th again, class 8th again. ठीक है, अब 96 स्टूडेंट्स हैं, 6th फेल वाले बच्चे थे, तो 90 फ्रेश स्टूडेंट्स आए क्लास 7th के. ठीक है, अब 7th के 108 बच्चे थे, सो 90 केम टू दिस promoted, 18 failed. ठीक है, so now 18 failed. Now what will happen, that total 119, so 18 failures and 101 from class 6th. So 101 from class 6th they passed, so 11 must have failed. "94 did not fail," right? So if 94 did not fail, so see this straight arrow represents कि fail वाले कितने, this represents pass वाले कितने. So in every class what will happen, either students who passed from previous class will come to the class, or the ones who failed in that class will go to that class. ठीक है, so class 9th में 90 students हैं, so that means कोई fail नहीं हुआ, so जो सारे 90 आए वो class 8th से आए. ठीक है, अब क्लास 8th से 90 स्टूडेंट्स यहाँ चले गए, 6 स्टूडेंट्स यहाँ चले जाएंगे. because it is total 96, right? So 90 will go here, 6 will go here. अब यहाँ 96 हुए, 6 came from failures, 90 came from pass of this. Now 108 students, 90 passed, 18 will fail. 119, 18 are failures, 101 will come from the pass students. ठीक है, 101 pass, so 11 would have failed in class 6. Okay, right? So it's a good concept, very good concept, right? And sometimes these kind of sets, if they come up in the examination, people are left blank because they do not think that way कि class का structure कैसे बनेगा. A class structure will be composed of two type of people. Either they were promoted from previous class, or they failed in the current class, right? So just that you had to do. Okay. All right. Let's do the next one. Which of the following statements is definitely false? Let me see that if you can answer this question. Which of the following is definitely false? Yeah, so sort of those things, cumulative frequency. It's sort of those things. Which of the following statements is definitely false? It says ये false ही false है. Actually, it's not very difficult. Just requires some common sense. Read the statements and figure it out. See, first statement क्या कह रहा है? The number of admissions in 2020 was more than those in 2019. Do you know any idea about that? See, how do we get this? So see, if it says, I mean, number of admission इस साल कितने हो सकते हैं? You do not know, right? Maybe some students who failed. We do not know the number of students who failed. Unless we know the number of students who failed in class 6, we cannot tell that. Okay? The number of students passing in class 12th in 2020, 2020 का तो result की बात ही नहीं हुई कहीं. So that we cannot find out, right? Number of students failing in class 7th in 2019 is more than those failing in class 6th. How can you say that more less students failed in class 6, right? Suppose यहाँ students बहुत कम join हुए, right? Suppose like some, let's say there were like just 90 people, or let's say 80 people joined, right? So I will say 37 failed here, right? So 75 came here. I mean, I can make those, prove those numbers, right? Because that will depend on the number of joinees. So I can just play with the numbers and make the numbers of students failing this year more. Okay. But if you look at this thing, right? So still let us put it on hold. Like if you feel it confusing, right? We can manipulate with the numbers of student joining and then make it proof, right? We can make it like true also. Okay. Or false, right? But no student failed in class 8th in 2019. See, logically अगर देखोगे, now if I say that no student failed in 2019, so that means यहाँ number 96 तो होना ही चाहिए. It should be minimum 96, right? ये failure आएंगे ये अलग चीज है, that is optional. But this should be minimum 96. If no student failed, at least 96 will go to class 9th. But that number is decreasing. So definitely some students failed in class 8th, right? So that is false. This you can prove true by प्लेइंग विद द नंबर्स, ठीक है, कुछ एक नंबर्स उनमें हेरा फेरी करके देख लो, you will be able to prove it, but this is easy to prove, right? Okay, so that was a good one, isn't it? Enjoyed this set? Something new which you must have seen? ठीक है, अच्छा सेट था. I mean, these are the sets, I mean, which you get in the examination. I mean, you feel very good, right? कि ऐसा set आ गया. I mean, people are unable to do such sets, right? Only few, let's say, not even 0.5% of the people are able to do those sets, right? Okay. All right, so this discount scheme is going on Gradeup courses, right? You can use the code HOPE50 to avail this discount. Okay. All right, now again a boring set, right? But you know that it's a marathon, right? We take time. I give you time to solve, right? And I mean, you I mean, so like it's like a proper classroom thing. I do not solve things right away, so that I want you people also to think, right? Because अगर मैं सीधे सीधे आपको हर चीज बता दूंगा, you will stop thinking. But I give you some time to like think, and then we collectively solve it together, right? So it's like a class only. So again a boring set, right? Boring लग रहा है देखने से ही, long, like some RC kind of thing. Okay. Okay, but क्या करना है, करना तो है ही, right? Even in examination, such kind of sets come, they look boring, verbose, but let me tell you, like जो LR आता ना, if you get such LR with big too many statements, that you will be able to solve, ठीक है, वो that matters कि how good you are at solving those, ठीक है. जो इससे previous set था, that was short and sweet, ठीक है, टेबल दिख रही है, प्यारी सी छोटी सी टेबल है, but the concept was very difficult, I mean, for a normal person to understand, right? If you cannot think of that concept, no matter how much time you will spend, you will be unable to do. But these kind of puzzles, right? I mean, they might look boring, right? They might look boring, बहुत सारे statements हैं, but mind me that like these are some things that can be done, ठीक है, in case. So there could be two type of people. One could be like those who like to read this boring stuff and solve these sets. On the other hand, there are people who could figure out the pattern in numbers and solve the sets, right? So if you are unable to solve those kind of sets, then you have to do these kind of sets. So if you see the papers, you have both kind of sets: short text, short passages with difficult reasoning, long passages with moderate reasoning but too much to read, and hence you solve it. Okay. Okay, so 10 chairs, 10 cricketers, the chairs are numbered 1 to 10, and right, so some conditions are given to you. Third last part explain. Okay, third says chairs with odd numbers are situated opposite to the chairs with even numbers. So odd, even, okay, and no two chairs with even numbers and no two chairs with odd numbers are adjacent to each other. So no even chairs are adjacent to each other, no odd chairs. So basically structure क्या कह रहा है? If there is an even chair, this will be odd, even, odd, even. और इनके opposite कैसे होगी? Odd, even, odd, even, odd. So basically these are alternate ones. ठीक है, alternate. They're saying odd and even, no two chairs with even numbers and no two chairs with odd numbers are adjacent to each other. So this means the third statement means this. ठीक है, odd numbers opposite to even and even opposite to odd. Clear? So बनाओ. So one thing is given to you, so that makes your that slightly makes life easy, right? By reducing the number of cases. ठीक है, करते हैं. So try with something which gives a direct information. किसी न किसी के बारे में कुछ direct information दी होगी. They must have said कि ये यहाँ पे बैठा है या वहाँ पे. So in arrangement and all, look for those statements which tell about the fixed position of some person. Okay. Actually, making the chairs is quite easy. कुछ information दी है about the chair numbers. Because a lot of thing is given that ki even odd पे ये chairs हैं, right? If you see the 6th point, like that also talks about something about chairs, ठीक है? And then right, and if you see 11th statement, that also gives you something about chairs. 12 also says no two consecutive chairs have consecutive numbers on them. Right, so a lot of thing given about numbers. So I've given you a hint कि chair के numbers निकाल दो पहले. First find the chair numbers, then assign these people. चलो let's start. ठीक है, चलो start करते हैं धीरे धीरे. Right, in the meanwhile, some has anyone attained the chairs yet? किसी ने chairs निकाल ली अभी तक? नहीं निकली chairs? Okay, चलो no problem. So we have 10 chairs. ठीक है, क्या हो गया, थक गए टफ सेट्स के बाद? So remember that in CAT you will have mix of, I mean moderate to difficult. Easy set तो बहुत कम आते हैं. This year likely they will have 8 sets. ठीक है, 8 set वाला concept आएगा. So 8 sets. If you are targeting 99 percentile, at least 4 set तो करने पड़ेंगे, right? 4 set minimum you need for 99 percentile. ठीक है, अगर इतना टारगेट करते हो, right? Okay. So let's make these sets. Make the seats first. ठीक है. Shall I give you a couple of more minutes or shall I start? कि अभी तक ज्यादा लोग दिख नहीं रहे. I mean not many responses that you have done. Still doing. Okay, so okay, I'll give you a couple of more minutes. Try for some more time and then I'll start. So I've given you the hint that start with chairs. ठीक है, पहले chairs निकाल लो. ठीक है. So one more thing that you need to learn, I mean not through these classes is, जब ऐसे LR के set आते हैं, right? If you see a lot of data, see we have to arrange two things, right? One is cricketers, one is chairs. If you see these, whenever there are numbers involved, ठीक है, try to start with the number thing. क्योंकि नंबर इट इज इजी टू स्पॉट नंबर्स. ठीक है, अगर मैं आपसे कहूंगा कि इसमें उमेश कहाँ पे लिखा है, इट विल बी डिफिकल्ट टू सर्च फॉर उमेश, राइट? बट इफ आई से दैट कहाँ पे 6 लिखा है, सो यू कैन डायरेक्टली सी द नंबर 6, right? It is easy to spot numbers. Our eyes can easily spot the outliers, right? I mean numbers are outliers in this case. Everything is alphabets, like all words are written, numbers are easy to identify. So remember these things, that in case you get such kind of things, right, numbers are easy to spot and that will help you, right? जैसे वेन डायग्राम आता है, ठीक है, वेन डायग्राम में क्या होता है कि कहीं पे नंबर्स होते हैं, सो दैट यू कैन इजीली स्पॉट इस लाइन में नंबर्स दिए. Okay, anywhere wherever there are certain numbers, so remember that those are easy to spot. So try to fix those things first. अब मैं ये नहीं कह रहा हूँ कि हर बार, but most of the cases, if numbers are given with some things, that is easy to fix. And moreover, things like if you see the statements also, okay, just skim through the statements. It says that chair number 8 extreme end, 4 and 6 not in the row. Okay, then 6 is second from the left, right? uh, so something like that is given, that no consecutive are. There's statement number 3 which talks about a very important point. Okay, Sharad Chandra, yes, in MHCET you might get such kind of thing. ठीक है, क्योंकि MHCET में you have those arrangement based questions, right? So you might get. Okay, so Aniket, if you're done with chairs, arrange the people also, right? Why to just keep the chairs, right? Do the second part as well. Achha, one feedback I would just like to learn from you. Like, would you like it to be in the same format, like we have live class, or would you like कि record करके video डाल दिए? I mean, just a survey that I'm taking, that would you like to have recorded videos uploaded on YouTube, or would you like to have these kind of live classes? Okay, Aniket has done it complete. Good. Okay, live. Now, what is the advantage of live and all, right? I see there are some people, right, who have I mean such kind of channels and all. They upload videos. Okay. Acha, you can ask questions. Yes, that's a point. Right? People can ask questions. So I was just surveying the pros and cons of live and recorded, right? Because I see there are some people who record videos and upload it, right? So recording में थोड़ा फायदा रहता है कि you can if you make some mistake, you can correct it and upload the right version, right? Okay. Okay, so let's start with this. Now, one is saying that chair number 6 is second from left. Okay, so one is chair number 6. Okay, so I'll put chair number 6 here. Now, another thing that it calls is uh, that chair number 4 and 6 are not in the row of chair number 8, right? So it means 4 and 6 are in one row. So this will be 4. ठीक है, 4 and there. ठीक है, अब क्या हो जाएगा कि जो बाकी odd numbers हैं, that is 2, 8 and 10 will be in this row. ठीक है, now it is saying any of the chairs 4, 6 or 2 are not in the middle of the row. So 2 is not in the middle, so 2 will be in one of the corners. ठीक है, 8 is occupied by Rohit and is extreme left end of the row. ठीक है, 8 is on the extreme end, that means extreme left will be this side. अगर आप यहाँ से देखोगे, so this is the left end, this is the right end. So 8 is on the extreme end and 2 will be here because 2 is not in the middle of the row, right? 2 is not in the middle, so 2 will be here and this will be chair number 10. ठीक है, अब odd numbers बननी है, right? Odd numbers we have to fill. Okay, so what do we get? So if we see this, we cannot have let's make some possibilities of eliminating things. Okay, consecutive chairs are not there, right? So that will help us eliminate certain things. Now see, chair number 5 cannot come here, right? We also need to come at time, so we'll schedule accordingly. Was left and right will not be different from both rows perspective, right? So no, so they are facing that these are facing each other, right? These are facing each other, so left and right will be different. Okay, left side in one row and left in second row. See, they are facing each other, so that is why if they are facing each other, then left and right will be different. If they were facing the same direction, right, then the direction would have been, I mean the directions would have not mattered, but directions will matter because they are facing each other. So this is left end, okay, because they are facing each other, so these are towards each other. North south वाला वो लगेगा, ठीक है? Okay, now what do we get is this, that 5 number chair cannot be on this thing, right? 5 number cannot come here because no adjacent are there, so 5 will be in this row somewhere, okay? And then we have Rahul's chair is even numbered and diagonally opposite to number 1, right? So Rahul cannot sit on this seat because it is already of Rohit, right? Chair number 8 is of Rohit, right? So Rahul cannot sit on 8 number, so Rahul will be on this number and that is diagonally opposite chair number 1, ठीक है? यहाँ पे 1 आ गया. अब क्या क्या बच रहे हैं हमारे पास? 3 7 9, ठीक है? यहाँ पे 9 नहीं आ सकता, राइट? यू कैन नॉट हैव 9, सो 9 यहाँ इस लाइन में आएगा, 9 यहाँ आएगा. And what about 3? 3 cannot come in these two positions, okay? 3 can be here or here. Acha, let's see if some more thing can be filled. Now 7 can also not come here, right? See, 7 is also not here, right? 7 cannot come here. 5, so 7 and 5 will come this side because see, you got this, right? So 3 7 3 5 7 9 बचे. 5 नहीं आ सकता 7 के बगल में, 6 के बगल में 5 भी नहीं आ सकता, so 5 and 7 will be here, 3 and 9 will be here, right? So 5 and 7, that means 5 will come here, 7 will come here, 3 and 9, 9 will come here, 3 will come here, okay? So this is the arrangement of the chairs, right? So chair का arrangement हो गया. Now what we have to arrange these people, ठीक है? अब पढ़ते हैं स्टार्टिंग से. चेयर विद ऑड नंबर्स, ये तो हमने फिल कर दिया, ये भी फिल कर दिया, राइट? चेयर नंबर 8 इज ऑक्यूपाइड बाय रोहित, ठीक है, दैट इज डन. हार्दिक सिट्स ऑन चेयर नंबर 5, ठीक है, हार्दिक राइट यहाँ बैठ गया. ये वी हैव यूज्ड. विराट सिट्स ऑन एन ऑड नंबर्ड चेयर इन द सेम रो इन विच रोहित सिट्स बट बोथ आर नॉट सिटिंग एडजेसेंट टू ईच अदर. मतलब विराट इस रो में बैठा है, ऑड नंबर, सो दिस इज विराट, okay? So Virat is on chair number 7, done, okay? Then Rishabh and Shami's chairs are adjacent to chair number 6, okay? So this is Rishabh and Shami. However, Shami's chair is not adjacent to 4, okay? So this will be Rishabh and this will be Shami. I did not read it completely, right? So this is the Rishabh and this is Shami, okay? So you have these fill these people, ठीक है? एक एक करके बढ़ते रहो. Shikhar and Umesh chairs are in the same row, so they will be in this row, Shikhar and Umesh, ठीक है? अब एक काम कर लो, let's find the people who are left, right? Jaspreet and Ravichandran are left. Shikhar and Umesh will be in this row, okay? Rahul's, this is done. No two chairs are that we've used. Ravichandra's chair is neither opposite to Rishabh's chair nor adjacent to it, right? So Ravichandran cannot sit on these 3 chairs, so Ravichandran will be sitting on this chair. Okay, Ravichandran की seat भी हो गई. Now Shikhar and Umesh are in the same row, so that means Shikhar and Umesh will come in these two seats. We do not know anything, and one person is left, which is Jaspreet. So this will be chair number 10 will be Jaspreet. Okay. So are you getting Shikhar and Umesh there? Are you getting like Umesh or Shikhar? Someone was telling ki we are unable to get the seats for Shikhar and Umesh. Is that the case? यही अरेंजमेंट आ रहा है सारे लोगों का? Are you getting this arrangement? Okay, so Djokovic won the Grand Slam, 19th Grand Slam. Okay, one away from Nadal and Federer. Right. So, I mean, it was unexpected that I mean now Nadal is like, yes, he is the king of clay, but Djokovic beat him. Right. So currently he's number one. Right. Okay. All right. So now answering questions is easy, right? Left with respect, left, right with respect to, so they are facing each other, right? So these people are facing these. I mean, they are sitting on seat numbers. That is why we will take left and right. Okay. Okay. Both have 20. Yeah. So yeah, both of them have 20. Yeah. Okay. So Virat is sitting on chair number 7. Okay. Opposite to chair number 4 is 5. In one of the rows, 2, 7, 10, 5, 8. 2, 7, 10, 5, 8. No, 3, 6, 9, 4, 1. Ye wala. That will be the correct, right? Okay, which of the following is true? Umesh is sitting adjacent to Shami, right? So now see, when it says it is true, right? So Umesh is sitting next to Shami, right? It can be true, it can be false. We can't say. Okay, so never mark that option. Okay, right? And then we have Virat is seated between Rahul and Jaspreet, right? Virat is between Rahul and Jaspreet. That is true. So first is can't say. Okay. So never mark such an option, right? If it is asking whichever is true, so mark only those which are definitely true. Okay. All right. All right. Okay. So let's move to the next set, isn't it? So yeah. So we have one more set to go, right? Okay. So if you enjoy these sessions, please do like the sessions and do join. I mean, be regular, right? Because I mean, it's enjoyable when you do it in a live environment, right? Okay. Recorded, if someone does not have time, right, you can watch the recording, or like किसी को मंडे को जल्दी उठना पड़ता है, that's all. But I mean, in live environment, it happens is like if you are unable to understand, you can ask, right, and then थोड़ा दोबारा समझा दिया जाता है, right? PDF in the comment box. PDF. So I cannot send in the comment. So what I'll do is, I mean, next time onward, what I'll do is I'll create a group by the next week. A Telegram group बना दूंगा, and I'll share the PDFs there. Okay. Okay. So Aniket's data is finished. Right. Okay. Good night, Aniket. So next time, what I'll do is, like by next week, I'll create a Telegram group, right? And I'll share that PDF there, right? So I mean, you can join that group, and I'll share the I mean, tell the link of the Telegram group. You can join it, and then I can share there. Okay. All right. So let's solve this one. Okay. And in that, I mean, I was thinking that let's have something so we can, like in case if you find something like if you also find some good sets, you can share with me, and then we can discuss, right? I'll make some story, change the stories, or I mean, I cannot do the copyright violation, right? But yes, I can create some similar set and then discuss. Okay. All right. So now it is again a question on maxima and minima. Okay. Now this is called uh, इसको क्या बोलते हैं? There is some specific thing called, right? I mean, this is like optimization of work, right? So you have certain, like he has a shop, so he can like he can like there he has two cutters, they cut the fabric, five tailors and two assistants to stitch, right? So two cutters, five tailors and two assistants, right, for buttons and buttonholes, right? Each of these 9 persons work for 10 hours a day, okay, right? And each of the shirt requires 20 minutes of cutting the fabric, 1 hour of stitching and 15 minutes of stitching buttons, and a trouser requires 30 minutes, 1 hour and 30 minutes respectively for these three activities. Okay. Okay, I've done this set. I mean, same values or different values? Okay, yeah, there might be something that you might have already done. Okay, so if you have done, so tell what can be the maximum number of shirts that can be, so sorry, maximum number of trousers that can be completed in a day. How do we do these concepts, right? So this is, there is a concept for this, right? Some of you might not be knowing, कुछ लोगों को नहीं पता होगा कि कैसा concept होता है. For those who know, that's good, right? So if Chirag you have done, that's great, right? And for the ones who do not know, right, you will be learning this concept. Okay? I think this was from some past year paper or some source, I don't recall. Okay, so let us do this. अब देखो इसमें हमें क्या करना है? We have to find the maximum number of trousers, right? Maximum number of trousers. So how to find the maximum number of trousers? We will find that how many trousers can be done by each activity. ठीक है? अब देखो कितने hours available है? There are 10 hours a day. ठीक है? Each person has 10 hours a day. That means 600 minutes, right? Each person works for 600 minutes. Okay. Now, when we talk about this category, the first category of people, two cutters. Like if you talk about these cutters, they can work for 1200 minutes. Okay. They can work for 1200 minutes. If we talk about the tailors can work for 600 into 5, that is 3000 minutes. Okay. The third category is assistant, right? They can work for 1200 minutes. Okay, that is the total time available. Is that clear? Itna total time hai तीनों के पास. Now, when we talk about cutting the, now we are talking about trouser, right? So each trousers require 30 minutes to cut. So 1200 minutes available. If I employ everyone, both the cutters only to make trousers, ठीक है? अगर मुझे maximum number of trousers बनाने, so I will employ everyone for working on trousers, ठीक है? So if everyone, both of them work for trousers and 30 minutes per trouser, so they will be able to cut 40 trousers. Okay. Now if I employ everyone for this tailor, right, so they will be able to make 50 trousers. Okay. If I employ everyone in this, they will be able to make 40 trousers. Okay. अब ये 40 trousers का काम कर सकते हैं. They can complete 50 trousers, they can complete 40 trousers. Which one will I pick? 40 or 50? I'll pick 40 because see, in 40 trousers, all the activities can be complete, right? In 50, if you take 50 trousers, in these trousers, these activities are not complete. So you will take the minimum of these, right? Which is 40. So in 40 trousers, you can complete all three activities. Hence, maximum 40 trousers can be completed in a day. ठीक है, क्योंकि 40 ट्राउजर्स में सारी एक्टिविटीज हो सकती हैं, ये टेलरिंग वाली एक्टिविटी 50 ट्राउजर्स में हो सकती है, बट इट इज नॉट पॉसिबल इन ऑल ड्राइवर्स, सो वी विल पिक द मिनिमम ऑफ दिस। ठीक है, ये ऐसे करते हैं वर्क वाली प्रॉब्लम्स। ओके, on a particular day the team completes 20 trousers, how many shirts can be completed on that day? Yeah, so yeah, if you do not have cut, if you don't have cut those trousers, how can you sew them, right? ठीक है, 60 कैसे आया, 60 क्या आया था, 60 this one, this is 1 hour, 1 hour means 60 minutes. Okay, all right, now the next question is, on a particular day the team completes 20 trousers, how many shirts can be completed on that day, right? If they start together, then tailors and assistant will be waiting for it. See, right, we do not have to consider that I mean they have to wait and all those things, right? We are not given any sequence, right? But yes, they should finish it by that time. Okay, I mean if you calculate that, they should be able to. We are not given in this, the constraint of order is not given. Yes, I got your point that sometimes the order is, the constraint of order is also given, that this should be done first and this should be done next and all. Okay, that constraint is not given, so we'll calculate this way. Okay, now on a particular day the team completes 20 trousers, we have to find that how many shirts can be completed. So what we will do, so again the number of hours are 1200, 3000 and 1200. ठीक है, अब ये टोटल आवर्स है, अब ट्राउजर्स में कितने आवर्स लगेंगे, देखो 20 ट्राउजर्स, ठीक है, सो 20 ट्राउजर्स विल बी 30, ठीक है, ओके, शर्ट के लिए 600 आवर्स बचेंगे, sorry minutes, these are the total minutes available, okay, not hours but minutes available, ठीक है, right, and this will be 1800 left, and this will be 20 into 30, 600, so 600 will be left, this is for shirt, ठीक है, now shirt 600 is left, and then what we will do, we will divide by this 20 minutes for fabric, right, so 30 बन सकती है, if we take 60 minutes, so we will have 30, and if you have 15 minutes for stitching, right, so that means 40, ठीक है, so minimum is 30, so minimum 30 you can make, I mean you can make 30 only, right, we will take the minimum of these. Okay, all right, let's now look at the next one. If on a day only 30 trousers are complete and no other activity is done, right, how many total man hours will be idle? Right, only 30 hours are done, right, 30 trousers are made, and you have to find the idle number of man hours. That is easy. See, total man hours are 10 into 9, 90 man hours, ठीक है, एक ट्राउजर में कितना लग रहा है, 1, 15, 30, so 2 hours into 30 trousers, right, so this is working time, and this is total time 90 minus 60, that is 30 will be the idle work hours, right, so idle work hours would be 30. That was a easy one. Okay, okay, now if Shubham has to hire one more person who should he hire so that the number of shirts completed in a day is maximized? So he has to hire a person so that the number of shirts completed in a day is maximized. So see, another thing is, it is not given that they are working. देखो वो 10 hours काम कर रहे हैं. It is not necessary that they are going. I mean working 10 hours, right? So you do is approximation, right? So so what you do is you optimize these processes. तो ऐसा हो सकता है कि some people will, I mean if you have to do in the sequence, so people who are cutting, they might start the work early, then people who are tailors will come in the next shift, and then at the next shift, right? So this is what happens in factories, right? If there is some sequential activity, right, people work according to those shifts, right? People work on different shifts in that case. Okay, so Prashant, what is your what happened to you? So he has to hire one more person so that the number of shirts completed in a day is maximized, right? So let us find key if how many shirts can be cut. So there are cut, tailor, and then something is assisted, right? So if you have to cut shirts, so there are 1200 hours available, and if you take 30 minutes 20 minutes to do that, right, so you'll be able to make 60, right? So if you have 3000 and if you take 60, you will be able to make 50. Okay? If you have 1200 and you have now what 1200 shirts, right? 1200 hours and you are taking 15 minutes. Okay? So that makes you 80, right? That gives you 80. Right now, what we will do? Right? See this thing. Now he has to maximize the number of shirts. Okay? He has to increase the number of shirts. Okay? अगर वो this person, if he hires the cutter, what will happen? Right? If he hires the number of cutters, what will happen? This number will go up, but the number of shirts will remain 50 only. Right? The number of shirts will remain 50 only. Right? But if he hires the number of assistants, the number of shirts, the number of shirts, this process completed will go up, but the number of shirts will remain 50 only, right? So what he will do? What will he do in this case? So he will hire a tailor, because if he hires a tailor, what will happen? The number of shirts will increase, right? He should hire a tailor, because if he hires this person, the number of this activity, the output from this activity will increase, but the number of tailor, what is the bottleneck here, right? So that is called bottleneck, right? When you go to management, you will learn about this thing, right? So that you will get key, you will get the bottleneck, right? So bottleneck, we will get that key, the limitation, right? So if you hire one more tailor, what will happen? The number of these shirts will be increased. So that is why you will hire a tailor. So the maximum number of shirts possible is with the minimum output. जिसका minimum output हो रहा है उतनी shirts बन सकती है. So if you had 50 shirts, so if you hire a tailor, the number of shirts will go up. So you will obviously hire a tailor. And if you hire others, what will happen? The output from these activities will increase, but shirts will remain the same. Okay. All right, so this is the answer to this question. Okay. All right, so that brings us to the discussion of the sets for the day. Right, I'm sure you must have enjoyed today's sets. So this is one question for you as a homework, right? So try this question and like there's a question, so please answer in the comment section, right? If you solve it, please do answer in the comments, comment dal de karo, so that I get to know that people have solved this, right? And the next week we'll discuss this question and we'll do some more sets, right? So like every week I give a question as a homework, right? So I mean, you at least go through the set, you understand what it is, okay? And next time we'll discuss, okay? All right, so these are the faculty members at Gradeup. I'm sure you must have seen them, right? Teach on YouTube and other like on Gradeup app. Okay, and again, like if someone is preparing for CAT and Gradeup is offering discount, so you can recommend to your friends, right? If they want to prepare using Gradeup support, they can go for this Gradeup Super subscription. All right, so that's it for today's session, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's class, right? Uh, some new concepts you must have learned, especially that coin picking, right? That was something new for most of you. Even that the thing of that class students passing and moving to the next class, I'm sure that must have been another new concept for you, right? So I'll be bringing more such interesting sets in the next week. So please join me every Sunday at 9 p.m. On Gradeup's YouTube channel. Okay, so thank you. Good night, and don't forget to like the session before you leave. Okay, so have a great night. Thanks. I'll see you in the next week.